Alright reggae fam. Buckle up, cause we're about to take a rootsy trip to a place you might not expect, Dallas, Texas. Hold up, I hear you saying, Texas, reggae? But trust me, Watusi, a true Texas reggae legend for over 30 years, is gonna blow your mind with their good vibes and infectious island rhythms. Mr. E recently had the incredible chance to chat with Jimi Watusi, the band's leader, and let me tell you, his passion for peace and love through music is next level inspiring. He mentioned to our host, "We come from everywhere, but on stage, we're a family, united by that one love reggae spirit." Watusi's sound is pure magic, a blend of classic reggae with a world beat twist. It'll have you skanking in no time, with a smile that won't quit. But the real magic is in their message. Jimi says, "We want our music to be a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in these crazy times, love and unity can win." So next time you're feeling a little low, crank up some Watusi and let those positive vibes wash over you. You might just start believing in a brighter world, one reggae beat at a time. Don't forget to share this with your crew and spread the love. Now, let's get ready to dive deeper with Mr. E's interview with the one and only Jimi Watusi himself. Here's some music and a word from one of our sponsors, Southside Beauty Care.
Situation, Babylon, bring down the nation, terrorize all creation, politics and discommunication. Some say power to the people, some say the church and the steeple, but the root of all is love, one love is for all of us. Love. You wanna know Jah love? I wanna feel Jah love. Wanna see one love. People get ready. People get ready. My hands in praise for the love of all my days. I give thanks and dance away. Pure life is here to stay now. Some say namaste, some say Ire. Some will burn the fire, and some will take it higher. Jah love, I wanna know Jah love, Jah love, wanna feel Jah love, one love, wanna see one love, Jah love, yep. People get ready.
rough patches of skin to the smoothness of butter dripping off of your body. Mix and match it till you find a skincare regimen that's tailored for your skin and designed to obtain perfection. Come to Southside Beauty Care and see what we have designed specifically for you.
BOS says Radio, Southside Bosses, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the site or the radio station, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. This site does not endorse anything as the truth. That you will have to judge for yourself. But we try to speak the truth on the owner's behalf and reserve the right to question the supposed truth. In this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and government corruption, it is sometimes hard to get to the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. We believe that it is our constitutional First Amendment right of free speech to voice our opinions and our duty to the Constitution and country to expose the truth. This site takes no responsibility for the opinions of others and the postings of comments in chat rooms or forums.
Already, everybody, welcome back. This is Reggae Hour on BOSS Radio with your boy, Mr. Eden. Today, we have a true Texas legend join us, the mighty Watusi. They've been spreading roots reggae love for over 30 years now, and their unique world beat sound is known all around the globe. Welcome back to the show. How you doing today?
Blessed as you, and hello to everybody. And it's a beautiful day in Texas, and it's good to be here.
Yes, it is. And today is actually lately with all the storms that's been going around up there in Dallas, we just want to thank you for being safe. And we hope that everybody up there is actually, weathering the storms out and are keeping high spirits. So we want to send our love and shout out to y'all up there.
Thank you for that. It's been extreme for real, but we're standing strong.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. All right, but now I'm talking to a legend here. So, we got to start this off right. Because, when talking to a legend, we know that you have come across legends. And if I remember correctly, the last time we spoke, you mentioned meeting the great Peter Tosh in 1976. Is that correct?
Yes, and that's it. That's the fundamental reason of that I'm here speaking with you today. Been doing reggae music all my life. That's where it all began. And actually, I was going. Okay, I went to North Texas University to study jazz because I was playing in rock bands growing up and singing at church. My mom played at a black church in Bonham, Texas, and in Oklahoma before that. I'm originally from Oklahoma. Yes, I am. Boomer Sooner all day. And yeah, and that's roots. That's roots right there for real, man. Yes,
Hey.
Anyway, that's where I had my mother was a musician. My father was a preacher at a Christian church in Oklahoma, and my mom started playing at a black church. And they were like sister churches, and go figure how that works. You got the white Christian church and then the black Christian church, and they're all the same church and the same doctrine and the same everything, but they're separate, and and never really figured that out as a child, but there it is. And my mom would go both, but they lost their organist, and so they asked my mom to come and play. She said, of course. And so we started going there, and man, that's really the biggest change of my life in one moment, because the first time we go, it was just wow, the energy, just the music, the vibe, the people, the smiles, the laughter, the joy. I wasn't used to that.
Right.
For me, church music was very boring. It was like, okay, my dad's a preacher. I know I gotta go. I'm gonna be there. So I would sing in the choir, just just to sing, and I love music. I was playing piano. I was taking piano lessons, and of course, my mom playing. We had a piano and organ in the house from day one. So it was always sitting there. And I have an older brother and sister, and they both played. Mom played, dad sang. I mean, it was music in the house. But when we went to that church, everything changed. And it was like, it woke my spirit, and woke everything. And I remember driving home, and I can still remember exactly. Now I looked over at my mom and said, "Man, why don't they sing like that at our church?"
Right.
And the mom just shaking her head, just like, I know, they just don't have it. Just don't have it. Just don't have it. You go to church for the spiritual experience and
Yes.
sharing and gathering of souls and gathering of intention, and just the worship, Well, they just did it much different,
Right.
and with much more soul and heart and everything real. And I mean, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and it just hit me like a stone. And it was like, this is real. And from there on, whenever it wasn't real, I knew better, and this ain't it. So
Right.
anyway, we started going. I'm going there Wednesday night for choir rehearsal. That's where music spoke to me. That's where I really just got it inside, and I would go home. I mean, my practice on my piano from there changed because now I'm playing a lot stronger with a lot more passion, with a lot more energy, and the whole thing changed. And anyway, so like high school and stuff, I'm playing in rock bands and whatever, and some R&B, this and that. I'm listening to everything, and I was very blessed because my mom and dad, I heard a lot of black music in the house, soul, R&B, I mean, gospel, especially gospel. And there's no stronger root of reggae music than gospel music.
Right.
And I think I just, I got into the rock thing, and then I found jazz and fusion jazz. And Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, Weather Report, all that. And then that led me to the deeper, jazz that had come before, Miles and Charlie Parker and John Coltrane and all those things. And then that led me to, well, so now I'm hearing jazz. Well, the rock music to play.
Right.
Because I played I was studying classical music all, coming up. And so a good foundation and theory and understanding. And then rock, and whatever I was hearing on the radio, I could figure out the chords, I could learn. But honest, for me, it's, really playing piano and singing, it started with Richard.
Right.
And he was the man, and then Stevie Wonder. And to this day, Stevie's still number one out of no matter what. Um, but that, and then Billy Preston, Sly and the Family Stone, I'm hearing keyboard players, singers,
Right.
and I'm just inspired, and I'm, it's just become my soul, just, my future. I got to learn this. This is what I read. Especially when I saw Billy Preston having more fun than anybody. It's like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm kind of already doing. I just gotta work. I gotta work like everybody else,
Yeah.
But then when I got into jazz, it's like, okay, I have no clue what's going on here. These guys are playing really fast stuff, but they're not just playing scales up and down. Oh Lord, this is the mystery of life that I've got to find out. If I got to go to school, and I knew North Texas had a great jazz program, and I went to one concert that blew my mind. Okay, and I went home. I told Mom, okay, I'm going to school there, whatever I got to do, whatever it takes. I'm going here because if I can go there and learn to play this music. Okay, so I work it out, get there. The first day of school, I meet a short black brother sitting over here. It's a dorm, at the dorm, get acquainted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I see this brother and I go and say, hey, what's up? Hey, you're away. And he said, yeah, man. And he had these little short dreads on top. And, and I said, where you from? And he said, I'm from Jamaica, man. Well, go on. And really, so you know about this reggae music. And I had one reggae album at the time, Bob Marley, Natty Dread. And to this day, if I go to the island with one album, that's it. That's the one. And already before I met him, listening to this album, I heard the gospel, heard the word, spirit, felt the spirit. I knew this is not disco, this is not rock and roll, this is real. Yes. And it just brought me in, and then I met him. And he said, what? He couldn't believe he knew I was probably the only guy there that even knew about reggae music. He said, man, come on. And he took me to his room, pulled out Bible, all his reggae albums, and the chops. And we proceed to communion, reason, and listen. And he took me in and took me on. And he brought me, to the awareness of what this music is really. And we just hung for months. And then about 4 or 5 months later, he come by and he said, come on, man, we're going. He said, what's up? And he said, just come on, I'm not surprised. Well, and it was to hear me go backstage, hotel, eat, hang with Peter Tosh, Sly and Robbie, the whole band. Robbie Lynn was playing keyboards, and Keith Sterling too. And my buddy, his name was Ali Reed, and he was a Jamaican I met, and he's the one that took me. Well, he had grown up with both the keyboard players, so they sent him tickets. We got free tickets. We're there. We're on like the second row or something. Watched the show, amazing, and it was Peter's first tour solo, and he was coming right off the tour that he did with the Rolling Stones, opening for them. So he was in a high spot, And anyway, so we watched the show, and then at the end of the show or during the show, I feel a tap on my shoulder. Turn around, as a big brother, look down at me and say, either say, to the show, wait here, come get y'all, I'll take you backstage, etc. So, yes, sir. Dude, I'm 18 years old, white boy from Oklahoma. I mean, I don't know, I ain't nobody. Well, so we end up backstage, and we walk in, and my friend, he's like, everybody's, they all know each other, and they're all talking, and he introduced me, but then I kind of sit down over here on the side, and it's just like, and I see Peter across the room, and he's sitting on his unicycle, which he's famous for. Like, he had soccer was his real passion, and so he's on his unicycle and he's rolling a spliff, and he finished it, and he looked around for a light, and he looked over at me and kind of waved at me, and I said, well, sure, So, okay. He put his bike up, and then he comes down, and he's sitting down. He reaches out to shake my hand and says, "Hey, man, Peter, I'm Peter Tosh." And I said, "I know."
Right. The humbleness.
And so, real quick, the thing that really stood out to me. I mean, we said and we talk and reason, and man, I'm 18. I'm asking dumb question. I can remember asking, well, where do you get your inspiration for your lyrics? And and he smiled and he said, hold up, Sunka. And he go and he get his Bible and he comes deep into scripture. He's teaching. You know, he's really taken the time. Now, he just traveled. He just did a full show. And he's got the energy to come spend this time with me. Brother, I ain't nobody. I'm nobody important for his business, fame, fortune, whatever. But I'm just a kid, you know.
But the universe knew.
Well, what happened was we're sitting there deep into this meditation. Well, there come a knock on the door. Somebody opened the door, and it's this white face stick his face in and said, "Hey, looking for Peter." "Oh, hey, Peter. John Dillon, KCEW Radio." And I look up like, what?
Wow.
This is the top DJ on the top rock station in Dallas that I've been listening to since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
It's way more than people.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you know. Well, and this is the whole point of this. Peter looked over at him. He never moved. He just turned his head. He looked up. He said, "Man, wouldn't you think I got more important business than taking pictures of myself? Go on, me soon come." And then he looked right back at me, and we just continued. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
He just blew this big guy off for me. And never miss a lick. We continue, and we talked for another probably 30 minutes. And then he said, "Hey, brother, come back. Come with us. We go to the hotel. We go to eat. We got our own chef. We got the ital. Come with us. You know, I go do this picture business. I'll be back. We go." Okay, so we went. But, you know, to think that he put me above the little, you know, just mark whatever promotions guy and fame and fortune, whatever, you know, he thought that was pretty silly stuff, and he wasn't what he was about. He knew what we were talking about was reality.
Right.
This was the real
Right.
thing, and that meant so much to me. Obviously, I never forgot. It couldn't. But anyway, we go to the hotel, we hang, we eat. It's just fun. It's just really beautiful family vibes. And then he and I go out under out on a park area, whatever, outside the hotel, and we laying under the stars, just talking, and you know, just reasoning the whole, you know, reggae music world. And then he looked me in the eye. Well, my friends say, "Hey, I got to go. I got class in the morning, whatever." And he looked at me, and Peter said, you know, you're the warrior here." I said, "Okay." And he said, "If it's up to me and Bob alone, this music will never do anything."
Right.
He said, "You're the warrior in these moments. There's another guy in Cali. There's a guy in Florida, France, you know, all over. You're the warriors, because you're the ones to take the music to the people." And I'm like, "What do you say?" "Yeah, yes, sir." Okay,
Right.
"Yes, sir."
Right.
So we leave, and on the way back to Denton, me and my brother were like, "Okay, we're going to make a band. We got to make a band." And that's where it began, and we called it Polly. That was his name. He was to be the singer. I'm the musician. I will gather the players.
Right.
You know, the drummer. There's so many great musicians here going to school. So we got a great drummer, one of the best guitarists and bass players and etc. in the school. Well, so we start rehearsing, and we put a list together. We start learning all these songs. And then, okay, we got about 10 songs. Let's bring Polly in, you know, come and start singing this. And he showed up. Well, my brother's a great brother, but he could not sing, and he was tone deaf, and it was bad. So everybody just, it is funny, it's just like all at once. Everybody turned and looked at me. What?
Wow.
What? No, you said go to work. Jim, you got to sing. You're gonna have to be the singer. I said, "Man, something." "No, man, dude, you got to do it. And we already booked some gigs. I mean, come on, you're gonna have to be the singer. There's nobody else." All right. So I just got pushed into it. And, it's funny. I remember the first shows we do, there'd be these old Jamaican ladies there. There was one reggae club in Dallas, and it was called Bob Marley's Hideaway. And it was in South Dallas. And we'd drive down there, we'd set up and play. There were no other bands really playing, We were the first reggae band in Dallas for sure. Whatever. So we'd go and we were sounding good, and I'm getting, I'm just working it, and I'm putting my heart and soul into it. But I'll never forget all these older Jamaican ladies sitting on the front. They're not buying it. They're nice enough. And all I can say is it took a minute. It took some time. But by the end of the day, well, and even now, some of them are some of my dearest friends for so many years. And they push me. They tell me when it was cool, when it wasn't, where I need to work and whatever. And that was my little kind of school for it, with just on the job training and go for it and keep it real and work and listen and grow and listen and grow, and yeah, that's where it all began. And then we started working more and more and traveling a little bit. We go to Austin, go to Houston, this and that. But yeah, anyway, that's where it all started for real. And now, many years later, and we've been blessed. We played Africa tours twice. We just got back from Asia, and that was our second tour in Asia. In South America, Central America, Europe, Costa Rica, a lot. And I did end up moving to Jamaica when I was out of school, when I was 21. And Peter set me up. He hooked me up the whole way. And I spent about a year there just listen, play, grow, listen, play, pray, pray.
Right.
And I came back to New Orleans instead of Dallas, and then I started playing with the first reggae band in New Orleans called Push. And one of the Neville brothers was there, sax player Charles. He kind of brought me in, and did that for about a year, and then everybody was just like, all right, time to go back to Dallas. And anyway, that's the story.
Hey, whenever you plant a seed, you definitely gotta feed it the water in the sunshine. I mean, it sounds like that Peter Tosh was planting that seed, and you got plenty of sunshine and plenty of water.
And it's like he knew. It's like he knew somehow.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Why he spent the time that he did with me. What he saw, I don't know. But he was that kind of Rasta, and he just looked for the deeper things. And, it always just means so much to me because, there's Rasta is it's a big thing, it's a deep thing, it's a worldwide thing, but it's also a misused thing. Yes. And it's a lot of dreads. There are more dreads than Rasta,
Right.
And I'm just thankful that I had that experience with the real.
And that is something that like up and coming artists like dream of, just to run into. They say don't meet your hero. I don't believe in that. I believe that if you can't meet your hero, then you need a new hero, because your hero is supposed to be somebody that inspires you, whether they're doing whatever they got your attention for, whether they were singing or acting or doing whatever. But they need to be that same person day in, day out.
Yeah.
And Peter just struck me as that type. He was just straight up. No, he didn't want to deal with nonsense. Like you said, he could take pictures of himself anytime. But to drop knowledge on the youth, that is a job that we must always carry with us. So anytime, it doesn't matter what we're doing, we need to drop what we're doing to make sure that the youth are educated. And that's what he saw you 30 years into the future. So it's safe to say that Peter Tosh was a prophet.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really prophetic. You know, it was, I mean, it didn't really make so much sense, to be honest,
Yeah.
that he would take all the time that he did with me and with any other excuse. I mean, you know, that's all it had to be. But like you say, you know, that is such an important thing. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of artists and singers and whatever, I really not challenge, whatever. I remind them of that because, you know, my mom always told me, okay, you got the microphone. Yeah, you got the power of the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful what you say.
Right.
Be careful what you say. And honest, back before that, man, I was just, you know, in rock bands and stuff. I'd be saying just stuff. Yeah, let's party, let's drink, let's do whatever. Of course, club owners back then, you know, they really book you on how well you fill the dance floor and
Right.
the place. Right? If they're making money, they're calling you.
It's
So you kind of go in. Yeah, the music's got to be good, but that's only half of it. You got to get the party going, and that kind of that's what you're doing for you know, for really is making a party.
right.
It's got whole lot deeper, and I really, once I got into reggae music, you know, it really changed. I mean, you know, I'm still, you know, I'm pretty fun on stage and getting a crowd, you know, into it, trying to get them into it the right way and with the right attitude and, you know, sensibility of it all. But to have a good time. But hey, hug your brother, love your brother.
Right.
Love, you know, it's all about one love, you know. And if we ain't got that, what are we doing? You know?
What do we do?
But
Exactly.
I really remind these people because they are kids and young. It means a lot, you know. I host a drum jam, which I have tonight. It's every Tuesday here in Rockwall, where I live. A place called the Harbor. It's a beautiful spot right off the lake, right on the lake, with a lot of restaurants. Kind of an outdoor mall. It's a park area and a stage for restaurants and shops, and that's where we host, you know, the drum jam every Tuesday, Rainbow Drum Jam. And it's amazing all the kids that come up, and I really take it to heart, my purpose. This is my payback. This is my giving back to my community where I live.
Right.
And it's funny because, honest, the people that we attract that join us, now we're wide open. Everybody's welcome. Anybody. You got a drum, bring it. You don't got a drum, we got extras. Bring a percussion for the kids. And there's a couple things that happen there every week. And I mean, if it's raining, I go and we do it with awning and a restaurant. They know we're there. They appreciate us, and it's raining. Go no matter what. A lot of people, they come sometime here and there, but I don't miss because sometime it could be me and just one or two, you know, kids show up or something. But I spend the time. I really do try to be an example and share the gift and joy and just positive vibes for you know, whoever they are, wherever they are. Well, we do attract more international immigrants, so to say. Like, we're not all immigrants, but some by choice, some not. But really, whatever, here we are. But really, some nights we may have 20 nations represented. I mean, Middle East, Asian, South American. I mean, from Africa, from all over, and they all join us. But it's honest, typical Tuesday. It's more foreigners that are here.
Yeah.
Maybe tourists. Maybe most live here now.
And that would
say, for some reason, they're more drawn to the drums and the rhythm and the whole thing than your typical, you know, locals. And that could be black or white.
And that says,
and I guarantee you, there is no difference on that as far as locals
Right. See, I don't think it has anything to
Black
do with
Americans are no more likely to join us than white Americans. Neither one of them
right.
really
Because
relate to what we're doing. And
yeah, I
they
see.
think I'm a foreigner. Where the hell am I from?
Right, and that says a lot about the culture difference. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right, it
Yes,
has nothing to do with the skin color. It's a cultural difference. It's the American
yes,
versus not versus, but the difference between the American and the ones who are coming from a place that is rich in culture and they understand their
yes,
culture. So they see you out there with the drums. You're reminding them of home. So
yes,
they're going to
exactly.
gravitate to you. But here it's an economic, that's what it is. It's just an economic sewage. That's what the
It's
culture
been
is here.
lost.
Exactly.
It's just, yep. So when I see the Black Americans, I'm special invite. Like, hey, when I'm walking down from the parking lot to the place, especially I see anybody black that's leaving or just getting there too or passing by, whatever.
Right.
I say, hey, we're doing African drums right down here at the stage. Come and join us. And
Right.
if they kind of hesitate or something, I say, hey, bro, this is your culture.
Right.
Come join us. And I remind them of, especially, because it's true, and they've forgotten and lost, and
Yeah.
it's bizarre, but
Right.
it is what it is. But we really welcome everybody. And sometime, bro, when I look down and I see 20 kids, all flavors, all colors from all over the world, all there, just giggling, playing percussions, it's shakers and cowbells and whatever, or drums, and they look at each other, and it's like, wow, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is fun, huh?
Right.
And they all get it. And sometimes I'll even stop the whole thing, and I'll just tell all the adults, hey, look over here. You see what I hear? I see. This is the rainbow drum jam. Here's the rainbow.
Right.
Now let's play. I want you to see what's happening. I want you to get this.
Right.
See this, feel this. This is why I commit myself to being here every Tuesday. If I'm alive and in the country, I'm gonna be there because, man, it's such a witness. It's such a powerful thing, and these kids leave there, and sometimes they're crying. They don't want to leave. They don't want to go.
Yep.
And but it's a powerful thing. And the other thing about that is that many times this has happened, and this is a sad thing, but it's true. Many people have come up and told me, man, we've got a whole family from Lebanon or Iraq or Philippines or wherever. Jimmy, we just want to thank you so much. And maybe tears even coming. We want to thank you so much for inviting us and making us feel so welcome. And to be honest, Jimmy, we've lived here for 3 years or 4 years, whatever. You're the first person to make us feel welcome and really, really made welcome here.
Yes. It's beautiful.
And yeah, good for me. So what? Powerful statement of the rest of the people around and what all, So it's a call-in, and I know, I go out, we do our shows and Watusi shows, and it can be a big fun thing, whatever, and it's beautiful, and that's a beautiful life. But this,
That's that long lasting effect.
yeah, you're changing people's lives, you're changing hearts, and especially the children that are so impressionable and whatever. I mean, they see me, they see my dreads, they see they don't know anything. But somehow, I guess I got a smile that just works. I guess that's all I really got, just a smile on my face and a little joy in my heart. And it is contagious. And that's just what I know Jah put me here to do. to share it, not just to play and get a bunch of attention, whatever, but really to share it and grow. And you never know where it takes it, but you make a difference in a positive way. That's all I guess I can really do is, sing a joy, make a joyful noise, and praise a higher Jah, and let them know what it's about, and then they take it way big. Take it every direction they go. They just spread it. It's
Right.
just, yeah. So there you go.
Hey, that's exactly how the Most High has that's how he made us. That's our true
Yeah.
essence, our true core. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
love, truth, justice, peace, freedom. And whenever that's why whenever you have the people come in and that is full of that, and then you come over here to the United States, it's a culture shock. It
Yeah.
is. So the
And it is a rare thing, and they'll tell me, man, you're the first person we've seen doing this, and
Yep.
blah blah. And there's, we hope we're not, we don't want to be exclusive. We want to spread and make this grow and spread and just keep on, because people need it. Everybody here needs it, but like you said, it is a reminder for those that are from other places with drums, where people gather. There will be the drum. There will always be music, no matter what. So many countries around the world, that's how they gather,
Yep.
and have for centuries. These are the old ways. They were never lost. Well, they were forgotten. They were lost, and we just want to, keep that going. But now, and it doesn't really change. You go, like I said, we've been blessed. We just came back from Asia, and I can be in a beach in Thailand and do the same thing, and it still gathers the people, and they feel it, they hear it from a distance, and it just calls you,
Yes.
And here they come, and now we've got tourists and locals, all around, and they're just enjoying the same thing and just vibing. And then there's hugs. It's amazing. You get a group of strangers, and when they leave their family, and if they ever see you again, they know your family. They treat you like family. Hard, and it gives them a sense that they're not alone.
Right.
That there is other family. Dude, I'm going to any country on earth, I think. I mean, there's plenty I haven't been to yet, but really, I always find family there, no matter where. But I guess it's like my mom always said, if you want to have friends, you get to be a friend. If you want to have family, you get to be family. You got to.
What's it like? Tell me, like, what's like one of the most friendliest places that you visited on any of your tours?
Well, it's in a sense, I could say everywhere. If you walk in with that vibe, share that vibe, and I think just about anywhere can see it, feel it. They may not be expecting it, whatever, but they can't really deny it, and they got a lot of go over this. With nothing out of me, with just me being an observer, and just show up and not even say love. The most naturally warm, receptive, welcoming, love, good vibes, neighborly, friendly, outgoing like that. Definitely going to be Asia and Africa. And Costa Rica, come on, I can't leave them out. Brazil too. I mean, really though. But you think those are all places with music as a big part of life, as a big part of their culture. They use it in every religious ceremony or whatever. It's interesting. Last week at the drum jam, I had a youth group from a local Christian church, and there was a mixed group. There were black, white, Mexican, whatever. It was one age. But they came out. They just came and joined. Oh, can we join? Sure. There's about 20 of them, and then one of them said, we're playing, and one of them was me. Well, so Jimmy, do you, how does she put it? Something about Jesus being, and is Jesus, my Lord and Savior, or something like that. Just kind of checking me, like, am I a Christian, or am I with him, or are they going to,
Right.
witness to me and try to convert, whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, yes, I am. But I have to say, I might have a little different view than you're used to about this. So if you give me a minute, let me share this. So basically, I explained to them that as I believe, and my dad was a preacher. I come from a very solid Christian, upbringing.
Right.
When I came to Rasta, that was an obvious extension of that. It was not a conflict. There was not a, there was no conflict, whatever. There was no adversity about it. It was just continuation of the thought. It was just adding a little more to the story. It was the same story though. It was just taking a little further. Well, and bringing it home to my awareness. Whatever.
Right.
I was explaining to them, look, let's put it this way. Lately, I've been in Asia, surrounded by mostly Buddhists, some Hindu, some Muslim, some Christian, some Jewish probably, but mostly Buddhists. And let me tell you, in Vietnam, especially, I love Cambodia, same. Thailand, really same. Not Japan. Now, I won't include Japan in this because that's not my experience. I went to Japan. It was very cold. It was very shallow. There were beautiful temples.
Right.
But there was nobody happy, nobody smiling. I felt no joy.
Wow.
Love. I felt people very polite, but not with love in their heart. It was just polite.
Because they felt
and that was just my experience. I was there 3 weeks and all over Japan. That was my experience. No one was super rude to me except for the police.
Right.
And they were very, 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 that was true. But whatever. But overall, anyway, the Buddhists in general in Vietnam and Cambodia and Thailand and Laos were the kindest, most gentle, most sweet, helpful, giving people. Really. But then they just reminded me of Africa when I was in Senegal and Ghana. And it was really the same vibe there, except most of them were Muslim.
Right.
And Morocco too. And they're praying much more often than typical Americans. They will shut down the store for 15 minutes to go pray. And then you got to just wait. If you got to wait, you got to wait. And then when they come back, they're back open. But they will put off commerce and business, money, and whatever for God. Well, if you will do that and go pray, and you're kind and just wonderful to me, a good Muslim is equal to a good Buddhist is equal to a good Christian.
Yes.
I don't really get caught up in the name you call, because my basic belief there is one God called by many names in many cultures, in many religions, in many languages. God.
Yeah.
You think?
Right.
You think? Is that so bizarre?
I mean, it says it right there in the Bible.
90% of the wars that have gone on in the past 1,000 years have been over the name you call God as opposed to like.
Right.
You're going to hell, you're wrong. I'm right, I'm saved, I'm going to heaven. Pity on you unless you become like me. Well, Christ never said that.
Not at all.
Muhammad never said that. Buddha never said that. He said that the basic tenets and the essence of all is the same, is to love. Now, if you say you're a Christian and you're going to damn me to hell, if I'm different or whatever, if I don't totally agree with you on whatever, that I'm wrong and whatever, well, what kind of Christian do you really get?
Right.
This Buddhist is acting way more like a Christian than you. Well, I'm sorry, I'm going with this guy.
Exactly.
Whatever, you know? So I explained all this to these kids, and they were like, they had never heard anything like saying. And at the end, I gathered them into a certain person, which we normally don't do there, but I just felt this was what needed to happen. And we all prayed, and it was beautiful to me to hear almost every one of them thank and pray for me and for what we were doing there, and that my mission continued to bless people, and several of them said, and God helped me to, open my heart and open my eyes to to other people from other places and other ways and whatever. So this is what we're doing here.
Yes.
It's bigger than all denomination or religion or whatever.
Right.
So, one love.
Hey, that's real. That's real. One love, one world.
Isn't it so bizarre? It's so simple, and people get so caught up in so many other things and ruin it. And humans really.
Right. Right. It's almost like you got to take them in small dose.
My girlfriend was mentioning. I need to just mention quick that we do have a brand new album, and it is my payback, my respect, and all to Peter Tosh, and it's called Word, Sound, Power, which was his motto, his theme, his whole thing was. And so we dedicate this to Peter, and totally inspired by him. But I did record these songs with musicians on our last few trips in Morocco, Senegal, Gambia, Canary Islands, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Colombia, Thailand, and guys from Spain. But they're all on it. They're all singing with me, different songs, players. It was all written on these journeys and put together. I've got singers from Senegal, from Congo, Costa Rica, Canary Islands. All these places. And it's a beautiful. It's the first time I've done an album where it's a lot of duets. A lot of sharing the mic, and other voices and come in, and it's
What made you do this new album for Peter Tosh? What made you wake up and say, "Hey, I want to create something and bring the memory of Peter back"? Well, not back because it never went anywhere, but you know what
I mean. That's a good question. Why this one? This is an 8th album. Why this one? I guess you just get older and reflect a little more and realize where you are is because of others around you and those influence and inspirations. And I don't think I could have been this smart about it if I was younger. I think it's my time to, I guess you gotta take, not that it's quite full circle, but you got to get a ways around that circle before you can see the influence it's been on you and whatever. So it just felt right. I knew it was time, and something hit me. Right? But I'm glad it did, and it worked. It's one of my favorite albums. It's doing very well around the world. But it's called Word, Sound, Power, and first single off the album is called The Light in You.
The
And
light
a
in
beautiful
you.
video. I probably sent it to you. We filmed it in Claudia. She filmed it in Costa Rica, Senegal, West Africa, Morocco, and Canary Islands. That's better. But yeah, and there's singers from Morocco and Spain, islands on this particular track. Sister named Natty Lioness from Canary Islands.
Oh yeah, heard of her.
Ross Valentino, he's from Spain, and he kind of helped. He like co-produced it and all. So, but yeah, the vibes are a real mix. It begins, in Morocco with this Moroccan singer. If you ever heard Muslim singers over loudspeakers,
Yeah,
it goes in the whole neighborhood. It's there, like
yeah.
Africa. You hear it. Everything got to stop. It's prayer time, and it's such a beautiful thing.
It is.
The world stop and take a pause.
Remember,
And
you
pray.
living and not just alive.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good thing. That's a really beautiful thing. In our country, it's just nonstop. Babylon, just nonstop. Money, work. Maybe when you're done, you get a rest. But
Right, but don't.
it's a good thing. Just I think they pray like 5 times a day for these moments, and it's powerful.
Yes,
Just
yes.
everything.
Exactly. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to get back to how our natural state is supposed to be, because we're not supposed to be just go, go, go. In that case, then people wouldn't die of high blood pressure.
Yeah, and they do.
Right.
My girlfriend's from Europe, and she thinks, oh, you Americans, and especially in Texas, you got all these pickup trucks and guns in the back. Boy, you love your guns and cowboy hats and what? They have,
Yep.
well, it's just those. So why do they wear? It makes no sense. But she says, one of her main things is like, you people don't walk.
Right. At
Like you
all.
see somebody walking here, and I mean their car broke down, or something,
Yeah.
and
And
you want to pull over and help them, but they're not just out walking for health or joy or what. Really, no, they drive home. I used to have neighbors. I remember on my block, and a nice little neighborhood in Rockland. I had neighbors that I didn't really know. I don't know who lives there because I see a car come and they hit their button and the garage door goes up. They pull in, door goes up. They don't come out. They don't hang outside. They don't
right.
ever sit outside. And I don't know who lives there. If there's
Wow.
somebody going there who's going to break in the house, I'm no help to you because I don't know if it's you or a burglar. I don't know. Don't
Exactly.
know. Never see them.
And
Never
breaking it up the community. You can't have a community if you don't have neighbors.
In Costa Rica and Africa, so many places that there would be a park near the center of the town. And every day you see kids playing, old folks talking, reminiscing, whatever, all ages. Everybody's there,
Right.
mixing, play, everything. There might be music, maybe no, but there's always people just gathering like that.
Yes.
I think the only gathering place where I live now is probably, I would say, Walmart.
Yeah. And in a lot of our neighborhoods, the funeral home, you don't even see some of your family
Yeah.
until you burying one of them.
Yep, true that.
And that gotta
True
stop.
that.
I was talking to my wife about it with her family, because with my family, we're estranged. We're very estranged. So I stress with her family to start with the youth. You know what I said? Because the
Yeah.
older people, they're stuck in their ways. They ain't gonna get out of
Yeah.
their ways. They let them be. My motto is let grown folks be grown and start working with the youth. Start getting them together on birthdays or start a family reunion where you invite nothing but people who are under the age of 40 or up under the age of 30. and then get them to reconnect. Because once you get them to reconnect, the children are going. You don't have to get their children to reconnect; they automatically
Yeah.
grow up together.
Because, you know, like in Africa, well, there's no such thing as nursing home. What is it?
Right.
Grandma get old, grandma go, you know, grandma still got the big room.
Exactly.
That's the thing about family. In Africa, family and respect. You don't mess with grandma. Nobody mess with grandma.
Yes.
Let me tell you. For real. Age brings respect.
It does.
When I'm walking down the street there, no, any country I've been in Africa, any country, I walk down the street, they don't know me, they don't know anything about me. And the young guys, young brothers, like 20s or something, they be walking by me and they always put their hands together as if they're praying, you know, to say namaste or whatever, but they say Nagadev, they say Akwaba, they say something. Acknowledge me, and they bow a little because they know I'm older than them.
Exactly.
That's all it is. Here's an older brother, show my respect.
Yes.
And they keep walking. Now, you don't get that here. That's a fact. We've so lost.
Right.
But family is the deepest it could possibly be there, and then age, you know, and you can be somebody that's just 5 years old. I mean, 50-year-old guy will do the same to a 55-year-old guy.
Right.
It's not like a major difference or something. No matter what, you respect
Exactly.
your elders.
See, here the difference with our culture is that we're based on you have to gain my respect. Versus you give me no reason to not respect you, so I'm going to automatically give you my respect.
Yes. And that's fundamental.
Right.
Fundamental change right there.
And I had this one saying that I used to tell people when I used to sit down and try to teach ethics or whatnot. But I used to tell people, like, the reason why you go out and treat people like trash is because you don't get up in the morning and look in the mirror. Because if you got up and looked in the mirror, you would see a human being, and then you would decide that since that human being is you're going to treat yourself with respect. Now that you're going to see that you're going to treat yourself with respect and you see what you look like, everybody who comes out who looks like a human being to you will automatically get that respect because you trained yourself into respecting humankind, human beings.
Yes.
We don't do that no more. We don't look in the mirror. We're afraid to take accountability. So looking in the mirror is very, very hard for a lot of us. And that's one thing we have to do.
And okay, they obviously, it's their tradition. You can say they were taught that, but they weren't just taught that, like they were told.
Right.
They were shown that.
Exactly.
They were shown that. And every day you're shown the same thing. It has become very natural, right, for you. And here, if you don't see it and you don't hear it and you're not shown it, well, how would we expect you to be that way?
Exactly why I say start with the youth.
And who will start with them? Me and you and you and you.
Exactly.
But I think parents.
Exactly. At the end of the day, that's the first teachers is the parents.
Yes.
And the next teachers are supposed to be auntie, uncles, grandma, grandpa. And we're supposed to see each other as brother and sister. So that means that if I see your child, whether I know you or not, that's my nephew, that's my niece.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you got a community like that, it can be that way. And without it, everybody just spread out. And it's hard to maintain things. I know my parents, when they grew up in Oklahoma, they had uncles and aunts. I mean, they had family, close family all around them. And me, right? And mine was, I guess, the first generation that we really were spread out, and we didn't have that community. We saw each other a couple times a year, maybe, and we really lost so much there. I've got nephews and nieces I hardly know, and they need to know me. I need to know them,
Right,
but
right.
it's hard when you get so spread out. We naturally we're going to lose the closeness, so you better make some efforts to
Exactly.
rekindle. And if not, love your neighbors,
That's what I
love
was
your
just
neighbors'
thinking.
kids.
I was just
You know.
thinking that. Because if everybody has that mentality, then you will be able to feel comfortable knowing that even though you can't get to your nieces and nephews, that somebody is getting to them with that same love that you would be
Yeah,
giving them.
yeah, that too. Yeah,
So it's all we all one world, like you say, it's one love, one world, and once we realize that what the way that I treat you will eventually come back to affect me. Once we
yes,
realize that, at least start looking at it that way, even because at least if you look at it that way, even though it does come out kind of selfish, oh, I don't want negativity to come back to me, so let me put out positivity. Hey, great. I don't care what your motivation is, but if everybody can start getting on, then we can, that the youth are going to see us doing it. Forget about the
yes.
motivation because they don't need to know what our motivation is. They just going to think, okay, this is normal.
And if you got kids, you can tell them anything you want. They'll hear you, and it'll go right out the other ear.
Yeah.
And if they see you,
Yeah,
that's what will. But when it's
exactly.
yep.
That is the
But
truth.
we've got some friends. They go on Facebook and thing, and they talk about, oh, the world's so messed. So, oh, it's going to hell. It's the end times are coming, and things are just. Well, yeah, there's definitely plenty to talk about there as far as problems and issues. But tell me, when weren't there issues and
Right.
problems? And I know because I don't live in a box right here and stay in a box. And that's the thing, people. It's so natural that we raised to be worker ants,
Yep.
and then we're sent up and we pick. Maybe we're lucky. We go to school, we learn some trade, we learn some profession that we get to choose our work, but still we basically go to work, come home, eat, go to bed, whatever, and start over. And it's a really, you know, like I know I'm very blessed that I don't have to really live that way so much. I've got my routines and whatever, but I know I'm very blessed that I've been able to get out and travel. And it wasn't always this way because it wasn't always this way. I was raising kids for a lot of years. I'm going to soccer practice 4 nights a week.
Wow.
4 nights a week.
Wow.
And then playing shows on the other nights. And yeah, and a lot of several of those years were as a single father with 3 kids, and yeah, soccer dad, and now I'm soccer grandpa, and it's a lot way easier now.
Right.
We get locked into these things, but we forget, how everybody has their own different journey and different missions and callings and all these things. And just, always just everybody out there, they need a hug, they need some love. And when we see all these, hard times like we're in now, and you don't know which way and whatever, all this suffering, I tell you, every drum jam, but every show and I definitely take time to pray, and especially, at shows, I will always livicate a song for. This one goes out to, Ukraine,
Right.
Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Myanmar. I mean, so many places in the world that people are struggling so much right now, and sometimes you think there's no solution when all you got to really do is turn your head around, and there's be a simple, obvious solution seems every time, but it may be hard to get to because of politics or your whatever.
Right.
there's always an answer, and it's up to us to fix these things and to change people's hearts and what we're doing. But it's still a beautiful world. It's still, I mean, there's so many beautiful people and doing beautiful things and helping people and doing so much good in this world. We can't forget that, and kids need to see that as another vision, another inspiration. If they don't see it, they don't know it, and they're not going to live it. But they got to see these things. We got to celebrate and put forward, the people that are doing good as much as the news puts up people, the bad things that happen today. I've got a channel on Facebook. I'll promote that. Good news. Well, what is it? I can't even remember. Something about the good news. Yeah, something like that. The good news. And it's I just anything I see that's just super really good and positive, I'll put it there at least so I know there's somewhere they can go. And I know there's many places, but we can't forget there is a lot of beautiful people and spirits and things going on in this world right now. And we need to really focus and celebrate.
Right.
Share those things with more people than we think.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, if we just do it, we can wait. Yeah.
You're right about that.
Warming, wars around the world. Getting rid of Donald Trump for good. I mean, we've got this. Just do it. We can do it. I only said his name once. I hope I don't say it again.
Right.
But I will say this about him. When I travel the world, tell you what, we're not alone. And the rest of the world, and I'm talking 99% of the people I've met in every country I've been, they'll say, dude, you're from the U.S. Oh, wow. That's cool. Wow, well, what happened? How in the world, especially when he was president, how in the world would y'all have somebody like this guy? He's a horrible person. He's yeah. I know. You think I don't know? Of course I know. Well, what happened? Well, that I don't know exactly, but I know there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of people feeling a lot of pain and anger and frustration and whatever, and with Nixon, with whatever. And I guess it was just a total resistance that spread and spread. But there's a lot of hurting people.
Yep.
Full people, and a lot of people that want to spread their pain. They really jump on that bandwagon.
Yep.
A lot of fear. That's the other thing is fear. They have these ludicrous fears that make no real sense. I listen. I have a yogi. His name is Sadhguru. I listen to him a lot, and he's a very positive guy. But he talks about fear. Fear is either from your past or of the future. But we don't really have fear of the moment. In the moment, we're good. You're good. Right here, right where you stand, where where you are, there's no fear. So,
right.
No one reads the future. You can't change your life out of living in fear of what might happen. Well, exactly. In the moment, stay positive of what you're doing right now and spread the love and the good things and do the work and whatever. Now, in the now, you're setting your future. You're setting yourself up to have a good future.
Exactly, because that's like you can't know exactly what's going to happen, and maybe something negative will happen, but something positive might happen as well. And if you're putting out positivity, the way that the laws of the universe works is you attract what you put out. So if you're putting out positivity, more than likely you're going to get positivity back. So that's a lot of people, they live in that fear. And that's something I was trying to get through to my son. And living in fear is going to keep you from your blessing.
Yes.
Period.
You won't.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, and it's not something might happen. Something will happen. Something good will
Exactly.
happen. How many of each? Well, depends on where
It,
you
exactly.
surround yourself with and all those things. But have your faith strong enough to withstand those hard days. You're gonna have those hard. You're gonna be there. You're gonna have to be ready. So
Yeah.
get yourself, get your mind, get a good perspective.
Just finna say that.
It's coming, but you can roll. And you know, the hardest times I've ever had in my life, Jah has always been there for me and pulled me through. And I know I've survived a lot, but I also know I didn't do it alone. I was never
Right.
alone. You know, I always had that, and I always, I thought, like growing up with, with drugs and things like that, I was always thankful that I have music. And I know when I was young, I had a friend in college started getting cocaine from Peru. I mean, cured all this stuff. And something I honestly really didn't even like the effect of it, but it was just honest. It was just at the time, it seemed a fun thing to do with your friends, whatever, and stuff. It was more the social thing of it. I wasn't a big drinker and whatever. But I remember one night, he showed up before a gig in Dallas, and I remember we were all, tuning up before the show. And I went out. Now I'm the lead singer. I got 4 keyboards here playing all kind of horn parts, all kind of. Man, I was messing up left, messing up right. Had nothing to say to the people. I was like, well, the name of this song is this. Okay. And, and then I had nothing. I was a big zero. And it was probably the worst. Oh, it was the worst show that I had ever done. And this was before we were, I don't know, we were kind of a reggae, funk, all kind of mix. We weren't really not near a mentality of everything at that point. And it's show.
Exactly.
And so here I'm lost into this for a minute. But I mean, I went home from that show, shaking my head at myself. Yeah, never again. Forget that.
Exactly.
Forget that. Because if it messed with my music, I knew it was for me.
Exactly.
And I remember one night in college, I was tripping on LSD all night, and I went to a piano lesson the next day. And the notes it was Mozart. It was classical. This is Mozart. The notes are running around the page. And it was not good. And I went out there thinking, okay, no, forget this. And I never went there again. I mean, those were times, though, it's experimental, whatever. We didn't know. We were just told everything was bad and whatever. I guess we had to try whatever. But, for the youth out there, you don't need to try everything we tried that was bad. You don't have to jump off that cliff like we did. And some of us didn't make it. Some of us didn't survive those things, and
exactly.
So, stick to what you know and what's good, and eat good and drink good, and just stay healthy and take care of your life. It's really, end of the day, you got a mind, body, and spirit. You better be aware and be thoughtful and take great respect for those things and take care of them.
Right. Because your body was a gift from the Most High. You would definitely want to take care of that gift because, well, after this is the only gift like this you're going to get.
Yep.
Well, we are.
So we all go through. We all learn our lessons. But hey, a wise man will really look around and learn from the mistakes.
Facts. It couldn't said it no better than that. You definitely right. We was your crash test dummies. Learn from us. We got you. We took care of all that for you. Trust me.
Reggae world, we got roots reggae music, and we got mixed with roots reggae and Latin, or reggae and African, and reggae and lots of things. And this world beat, which is what we really know as world beat, because we are a mix of foundation, roots reggae, musically and rhythmically, sound wise. You're going to hear a little gospel. You're going to feel some gospel. You're going to hear a little jazz. You're going to hear a lot of flavors and rhythms from Africa and Latin, where they are the best of in rhythm, in that
Right.
world. And so they've got a lot more to offer. I just say it to other reggae artists, in the dance hall, it's all about dance hall is another thing. Keep me going. I just simply say, if you take God out of gospel music, what do you got?
You got a spell.
Yes, you got R&B. I guess you got whatever, but it's not the same. And it's not at all the same power. You lost the power.
Right.
So you have word, sound, power. Well, sound. Find good sound anywhere, anytime. God made it all. Here it is. Use it. Make it work. Be yourself. Be unique. Be fresh. Don't try to sound like Bob Marley.
Right.
He's already come and gone. He left us with all that, not for you to copy Bob and be a copyman.
Exactly.
He left you that to inspire you to get in and find you through. That's just one little step to finding yourself. The dance hall, if you lose the spirit for reggae, well, you don't expect it. It's going to be the same vibe and the same thing. And if you walk into a typical reggae club, it's just all about DJs and dance. Sorry, it's not the same thing. And
It's not.
last with the power and
Gotta have that balance.
the roots.
Gotta have
And
that
as far as Cali reggae and that whole thing, guys, it's not this music. Roots reggae music is not about getting high, getting drunk, messing around, girls, whatever.
Right.
That's not what it's about.
Not about to get all dizzy head round here.
And if you push the roots flower, that's just
Exactly.
refresh, rekindle that, and sometimes we all need a restart. Sometime, but yeah, we just try to keep it positive and include everybody. This is not a black music. This is not a white music. It came from black beginnings and black roots and black inspiration and everything, but
it was for the world.
Exactly.
It was for the world.
And when I meet and hear Rastas in Thailand and in Vietnam and Asia playing this music with as much heart and soul and passion as any Jamaican ever. Come on, you acknowledge. You got to respect. You got to really. They understand what it's about. And same in Africa, and they know it really came from there in the first place. But it's
we see it like this.
It's a beautiful thing.
If you can't close your eyes and listen, and then make your decision, then you're in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Because you can't see a person's heart. You can see the actions of a person that is coming out of their heart, but you can't see a person's heart. You got to hear it. You got to hear it beat. So you definitely got to just close your eyes and just listen. And if it's bringing you that peace, if it's bringing you that love, making you feel free, then what's the problem?
Yep. There you go.
Well, we are coming towards.
It's a beautiful thing to see the rainbow of people doing this music really all over and in South America. There's just some really great reggae music going on, and And really there, and I would say all these places that I've been,
Right.
they prefer roots. They recognize the love and power of roots music more than dancehall and just, you know, Cali reggae, whatever.
Right.
They recognize the difference, but it really, it's way more popular than, like, if you go into a club in, well, most any club I was at in Africa or Asia or South America, it's gonna be roots music playing. It's not gonna be
Right.
so much dancing.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. They consider dancehall the rap of reggae. It's not. It's more rap than it is, or yeah, it's more rap. Not even hip hop. It's more rap than it is reggae. You have a lot of stations that play reggae that refuse to play dancehall simply because it's not the culture. It's not the essence that they're trying to exude. When they play reggae,
Yeah.
it's something that you could just put on and just let it play.
Well, I think a lot of DJs at a lot of clubs, they think, well, they're going to play what's hot, what's popular. Well,
Right.
honestly, I look at them and I think, what do you know about what is popular? Popular to who? Where? Where
Exactly.
is this popular? If you would play Burning Spear more than you're playing whatever, I won't name it, but if you play this music, I don't think anybody's going to turn around and go home. I mean, I really don't. Right?
Right.
And if it's a big dance party on Saturday night and it's 3 a.m. and whatever, I don't know, man. It's like here, there's a lot of Jamaicans here in Dallas and stuff that I
Yes.
rarely see there. And when I do, they'll tell me, they'll come out to a festival or something. But otherwise, Jimmy, man, we just don't go.
Right.
It's got a family. I got more. It's just not about drinking and nasty dance and whatever.
Right.
And girls just showing everything. It's funny. You look at these ads for a lot of reggae shows at a lot of reggae clubs, and they know who they are. And they got some girl in a bikini on the front.
Yeah.
Big, very small letters at the bottom. It might mention what's playing.
Right. And then the band that's playing probably don't even play the type of music that y'all trying to attract people to with that flyer.
Well, and you're not promoting the band, and then they will sit and tell you, well, that they don't bring in crowd, they don't bring in, people, so
Right.
whatever. Well, you've never promoted them.
Exactly. People don't
You
know who
tell
they come to
somebody
see.
Stevie Wonder's coming, and Stevie Wonder is huge, and he's big. Well, they're going to come find out. They're going to
Yeah.
come see her, whatever. But if you don't give them that respect and credit and stuff, you can't continue 5, 8, 9, 10 years later. Blame them for not being a bigger draw.
Exactly.
I mean, I take this personal. I mean, it's the same with us. So I know there's certain clubs in Dallas that they would do this, have a bikini girl with her, whatever, everything hanging. And that's the big thing, of the party. And this girl, first of all, she's never coming.
Right.
And whatever.
Exactly.
And but they not even mention who's playing and whatever. And they really, we got to support each other. And last thing I can think of about Texas and reggae is that there really has never been a circuit to
Right.
where the bands, for instance, the bands in Houston, nobody in Dallas really knows.
Mm.
Very few know. Because they don't come here and play.
Right.
The bands in Austin don't really play in Dallas. Dallas bands don't really play in Houston much or Austin. I mean, or Corpus. And there's not this thing where you've got, 20 clubs and they rotate the bands and they're all moving. And one weekend they're here and they're there. And we throw it. And it might be several different bands might be playing Saturday night, but it'll be good. There's a group of bands, man, they're all good, or whatever. That's really been a missing thing, and there hasn't been that kind of unity. I mean, I'm friends with basically all of them and stuff, and we try to support each other. But, if there's something going on that we can help each other, I'm always there to do that. There's a thing called Reggae Ambassadors Worldwide.
Yes, I saw that.
It's Yeah, it's been an organization for reggae artists and promoters and what all for many, many years.
Yeah, you're a charter
But
member,
it
right?
kind of, well, that we're number one. I think we're number 23. But Ziggy I mean, he's part of it. Everybody, Burning Spear, everybody, and but it kind of, the main organizer was an older Russian named Papa Pilgrim. When he passed, it just kind of wasn't as active and stuff. But for me, like we moved to Hawaii, and I immediately went right to work jam. I was part of the there they hooked me up with the gigs, with everything, helped me in every way possible, and then I was the local guy here in Dallas. Any reggae band coming through here, they need, a keyboard or monitor or, referrals for gigs or whatever. I mean, it's always there, to help them out and stuff. And it was just a real brotherhood, helping each other like that. And that's kind of got lost. And we really kind of really need to take that back and, make it more of a statewide circuit, at least within Texas, of each other like that.
Okay.
I mean, it helps there. If it helps me, it helps you.
Right.
Yeah. Good thing to do. And I need to get back to Corpus.
Yes, we definitely working on that. We definitely working on that. I have to get in touch. Matter of fact, later on tonight, we're going to be speaking with the selector from down here on how we can definitely get you over here very soon, because we definitely need you down here in this South Texas area. You say you've been to the Padre Island, but we need you down here in Corpus now.
Well, it's been a minute. I think the last place we played there was Annie Santa Fe. Yeah, Annie Santa Fe. I
Wow.
think it's the name. Been way too long. You don't even know it. It's been too long. But yeah, well, keep me posted and just I'll tell you one thing. I'm blessed to talk to you today, and you're such a great soul to talk to. I can see why you do this, because you're really good at it.
Oh, thank you.
And also, I know I appreciate you, and I know your people there must appreciate you, and people lift this brother up and buy him dinner one night just as a surprise. Thank him for being a local witness to the power of music and brotherhood and love and oneness. And you're a great brother to have there, and it's been a joy to speak with you.
The blessing has been all ours over here. We got to get some wisdom from, from one of the greats, from one of the legends, man. Like just looking at your career is just very inspiring. So it is a blessing on our end. This conversation here, especially my son got to hear this whole conversation. So he got a whole positive infusion just now.
What's his name?
Yeah, go ahead and tell him your name. Tell him your name.
Naciel.
Come over here to the mic and say.
Marcia?
Naciel.
Well, brother, we get down there, stay on Pops to make this happen. We get down there, you're on stage with us. And you would say, let him introduce us, and then you jump up there with us. And we'll give you a drum, something, and we will jam up there. You be ready for it.
You hear that? Play the drums on the stage, boy.
If you got a word, and I know your pop's got enough words, I know you've got some of your own, you be ready, you think about it, you plan it. And if it's a poem, if it's a rap, if it's a verse, whatever it might be ready to share some of your spirit, because you are much loved, and you are blessed by at least Father right there, and I'm sure many, many. Yeah, take it to heart. Respect.
Thank you.
Well, brother, I hope I see you soon, and we'll be in touch. And
Definitely.
One love, and thanks for all.
Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to you. Give the family
and
my
to
love.
You.
Thank you, thank you. So we definitely want to give a massive thanks to Watusi for joining us on Reggae Hour. We cannot wait to see him down here in Corpus Christi with him and his whole legendary band. And remember everyone, spread that one love, that one world vibe wherever you go. Stay tuned, reggae lovers, because we got more great tunes coming from you right after this break. You
Raise
heard
the
me?
track.
Ha ha.
Ciao, love.
This is a measure of love, love calculation, love dedication, Rasta love, reciprocation, love for one another, loving each other.
Every time I hear the word of love, it's all about you. And every day I feel you in my heart, it's all I can do. You're the brightest light in my life, you set me free. One on one, two became true. This one's for you and me now. I look around, it's a beautiful world. I love what I see. My love for you is life for me. It's one destiny. Listen to your heart and keep it pure. Jah will take us higher. My heart is here for you. You're my one desire. To be loved, every time to be true. Oh baby, I'm about you to be loved. To hear the words I love you. On and on. To be loved, every time to be true. Oh baby, I'm about you to be loved. To hear the words I love you.
Every time I look in your eyes, girl, you got me hypnotized. With you every day is life, yeah. Girl, I want you to be my wife, yeah. Just the way you look at me, yeah. Girl, you have me going crazy. So I know that you're my lady, yeah, yeah. Someday you have my baby.
To be loved, every time to be true. Oh baby, how about you to be loved? To hear the words I love you. To be loved, every time to be true. Oh baby, how about you to be loved? To hear the words I love you. Don't you know? Everybody talk about falling in love. It's a free for all. When it's real, it lifts you up to a place where we won't fall. You don't have to say a word, and I know you're my queen. The sweetest devotion, flowing like an ocean. When we believe and we want to be, got to be. Listen to your heart and keep it pure. Jah will take us here to be loved, every time to be true.